So tell me why you're out here, man.
Okay, so I'm out here because I am trying to stand up for my country, and I'm totally great with legal immigration. I'm just against illegal aliens coming here.
So you're pro-ICE and you're out here.
Very pro-ICE, very, very pro-ICE, yeah.
Has anybody made any remarks to you or anything? Has anything gotten crazy yet?
Several. Yeah, there's one right
Why are you here?
She put herself in that position, thank you. Yeah. So I guess she decided to get in the middle of what ICE was doing, and she put herself in that position. So she got what she got, you know? It's just the way it goes.
So ideally, what do you think should happen with immigration? Do you think the process should be faster?
You know, we could all vote on that, you know? I don't know. We could all decide and vote or whatever, but I'm just for legal immigration, you know?
Okay, valid.
But I mean, right now we have so many immigrants, I don't really think we need any more right now, but, you know, it's up to the people.
Jesus!
Hello.
I found Jesus.
Yes, you did. Hello, my child. How are you?
I'm very good, Jesus. Why are you out here, Jesus?
I am out here to represent the love that this country needs, that Christianity is supposed to be, that we are all meant to be free and loving for everybody, and that the death of Renee Good was more than unjustified. It was uncalled for and disgusting and abhorrent. And we're here to fight against that, to fight against fascism.
How do you think immigration should look like in the United States, Jesus? Do you believe in open borders? What do you believe in?
I do believe in open borders. I think that there should be a system in place that makes immigration easier and more understandable and efficient. And I do think that borders should be open, that people should be allowed to travel anywhere, wherever they please, freely and comfortably. Because, I mean, we were all born here in random spots in the world. You don't get to choose where your spawn point is. And so I don't think you should be told not to go anywhere or excluded from anywhere, regardless of the skin color you are, the faith you follow, the people you love, any of it. You should be free to go anywhere.
I like that, Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you want to say to the people?
I'd like to say free Palestine, free the country from fascism, fuck ICE and fuck Nazis. Flip tables. Jesus would, you should.
So tell me why you're out here.
I saw a post on Instagram and I figured I should come out and be a body and witness.
And how do you feel like immigration should look in the United States today?
I don't really believe in borders, so I think immigration should be a free and easy process.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no borders. How would that look like? Like we don't vet anybody. Everybody comes in.
I just feel like we as humans can be sovereign for ourselves instead of necessarily listening to a government.
So you're kind of anarchist?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. I've never thought about it from that perspective, actually. So we would be sovereign for ourselves. What would police look like?
I think police would be individual and dependent on community context and what people need. I don't think police are necessary for a functioning society or community.
Okay. Anything else you want to say?
Not really. End capitalism, free people.
But not a Vietnam vet.
So you're not a Vietnam veteran?
No.
Because you didn't touch grass in Vietnam.
Right.
You're Vietnam era.
Exactly. I signed up in 74 to 1975.
And why are you out here?
Because this is not the government I fought for.
Tell me more about what you mean by that.
This is not, well, my sign says make America decent again. And that's the America I chose to protect was a righteous one. Well, we were actually getting out of the war. So we've gone through this shit before. But the American people have always come through, you know. It's a pendulum effect. We always swing to the right, but we usually swing back. There's more good people in this world than there is bad people. That's my belief.
That's a great point. So you feel like it's going to swing back to us having more dignity as a nation?
And treating the world with respect and decency, and not just the world, ourselves, our fellow citizens, and our fellow human beings.
Stand against the despicable, ugly treatment of other fellow human beings, to stand against the danger of ICE and what they're doing to our country. They're turning it into an unrecognizable place where people think it's okay to treat people cruelly. And they're lying. They're passing on the lies of this government.
For themselves. Trump is a liar. I don't know why people believe him. It's just incredible to me. Stephen Miller, who I'm so sorry to say is Jewish, and I'm Jewish, and I just cannot believe that there's a Jewish person who believes that people should be sent away when his family are immigrants. I just don't understand. I don't understand why anybody would be pro-ICE, pro-Trump. I think they've all got screws in their head.
And what?
Make America decent again. We are losing our decency because of this administration, because of the way that ICE, which is Trump's secret police force, is treating other human beings. It's immoral.
And maybe this is a larger question, but how do you guys feel like immigration should be treated in the United States?
I'll answer that. We're all immigrants. Every one of us. We should welcome immigrants. That's what this country's about. Now, in terms of today, I have found in the last days he's done some terrible things, but this is the worst. I was ready to move out of this country yesterday. I've had it. It's horrible. So we're here to protest.
We're all ready to leave, but none of us have.
But there is
Okay.
there is a legal process for vetting immigrants.
Yeah.
We have that.
Yeah.
We could make it stronger.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It doesn't allow for treating people so cruelly and inhumanely and spewing lies the way this government is doing. We could see all the videos of what happened to Renee Good. Those tell the truth.
Yeah.
It's just like always, Trump is always saying, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't say that. And then they have it all on tape. I mean, everything that he's lied about, he's sat there and said it. It's just ridiculous. This country. Anyway.
What I'm concerned about is they're going to have their own investigation. I'm concerned that with AI, they will change the videos and make it look like he was in front of the car. Now, we have our videos, but still, then he's going to say, oh, those were all done by the outrageous left. So,
My
okay.
question is, why was the trooper carrying a phone, and why was he taking pictures with a gun in one hand and his phone in the other hand? I don't understand that. And he supposedly is one of these guys that's been trained 12 weeks as opposed to 6 weeks, which the newest ones are. And if he's been trained, can you imagine what the people who have been trained for 6 weeks how they're going to behave? It's awful. And do you know about the training that was going to be at the Hilton? And they canceled it.
So tell me what PSL is.
PSL is a party for socialism and liberation. We are a people's movement. We are a political socialist party that believes in the liberation of all people, immigrants, people of color, queer people. That's what we're fighting here for against the 287G agreement affecting our immigrant community right now.
And you guys kind of put this event together, more or less?
Yeah, it wasn't only us. It was a coalition of organizations that we work with called the Tampa Bay Immigrant Solidarity Network. We have people from DSA, people from Witness at the Border, people from the Tampa Immigrant Rights Committee, a bunch of organizations getting together and fighting for immigrant rights in the Tampa Bay area.
And what's your opinion about immigration in the United States today? Like, what's going on with it?
I think the tide is turning in favor of immigrants. I think people see what happened with the deportations, right? The concentration camps are being built for immigrants. And ultimately, what happened to Renee Nicole Good, right? On Wednesday, she was a white U.S. citizen woman that was trying to fight for immigrants in her community. She got killed in her own neighborhood. She got killed in her own neighborhood, filmed by her own neighbor, while recording ICE, just because she tries to record the crimes that ICE is committing in Minneapolis. And we all kind of resonate with that, because that's kind of like something that we are trained to do too. Like, I'm also a legal observer, and it is something that is like your moral duty. It is your legal duty, your legal right to record like crimes being taken in front of you. And I think that the same way that George Floyd murder, which happened 1 mile away from Renee's murder, the same way George Floyd murder happened, and it ignited a fight for black liberation in this country, I think Renee's death is going to ignite a fight for immigrant liberation in this country.
And what does immigration reform look like to you?
Immigration reform to me looks legalization for all. That's what we're fighting for. If you're in this country, you've been many years in this country, you should be a citizen. You are, you pay your taxes, you go to school, you have a job. Even if you don't have a job, you should also be a U.S. citizen. These people, a piece of paper doesn't give you worth. A piece of paper doesn't say that you're not supposed to be here. People have been living their entire lives here. They came as kids. Maybe their parents overstayed their visa. There's many millions of people just making America the country that it is without that piece of paper, and just because of that, they are considered less. They are not considered citizens. So that's what liberation for immigration means for us. We need to legalize all immigrants, and we need to fight for the rights. That's what this is about. The 287G agreement that is happening in this city. It's like a big target that we have right now, because it contradicts that. It tells the citizens of St. Petersburg that that our police department can collaborate with ICE at any moment, and it's not right. It's not fair. Any more questions?
¿Cuál es tu nacionalidad?
Soy cubano, con Cuba.
Okay.
Cuba, yeah.
Bien. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Tell me why you're out here.
I just don't think it's right that the government's killing people in the streets. I can't believe more people aren't here.
And do you think ICE should exist at all?
No, absolutely not. They should have trained people who know what they're doing, who enforce our actual laws. They shouldn't be picking on people just because they happen to speak a different language or have a different skin color, or are trying to force them to tell us who they are.
Yeah.
Now that the government is reversing a lot of the things that I fought for, I can't give up now. I had a friend, she died about 3 years ago, Winnie Foster. She was still coming to these protests in her 90s.
Damn.
Yes, so if you don't get involved, then...
So what was it different like back in the day to how it is today with protesting?
There was a lot of fear. I don't know if you've you've probably done your reading. You saw they shot students at Ohio State.
Yeah.
And they beat a lot of people up in the civil rights movement. So everything is cyclical in history. If you read very well-researched books, you'll find the history just keeps repeating itself, and then the people get lax, and then humans are power hungry and they want to survive. It's like survival of the fittest, like in the animal world in a way. So.
And what are your beliefs about immigration?
I wouldn't be here if my grandparents hadn't immigrated from Italy in 1912. So diversity brings strength. If you recall, it was African American women that helped get the astronauts in space. It's probably a good idea to mix all sorts of characteristics in the human population.
And what's the outfit? What's the outfit for?
Ragnarok? You mean the Viking thing going on here?
Yeah, Viking thing. Yeah.
Well, there's Freya, the goddess, the Norse goddess is still revered somewhat in Greenland. And also, the trident is for Sena. She's the goddess of the sea for the Inuit people in Greenland. So we can't forget them, because that's probably going to be next, who they're going to go after.
Yeah, seems like it.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
Young people, please wake up and do your best to make changes.
And what would that look like? A young person? What should a young person do exactly?
Read well-researched books. Don't get hooked on social media. Learn how to be a critical, analytical thinker.
What are some of the best books you've read?
Anything by history professor Howard Zinn. Anything by Noam Chomsky, one of our leading intellectuals. He's in his 90s now.
I mean, I've been a leftist, and I've been, concerned with the general welfare of humanity and, just human rights since I was a young teen. Since I remember sitting in the bathtub and when I was a young adolescent and hearing on the TV the 9/11, right? And so 9/11 was this flashpoint in millennials' lives where this was the first time not only that we saw our country attacked, but that we were lied to by an authority figure, for the first time. And it was clear after, the Iraq war, there were no weapons. And all of this stuff is just a false flag and a manufacture of consent, really, for Trump to go in and create more unrest and more, reaction. Because that's really what they're looking for. A right-winger, a conservative, is a reactionary. They're not interested in progressing society or the cessation of suffering for human beings. They're not interested in equality or equity. What they believe in is hierarchy, dominance, subjugation, control. And the thing is here is that the more that they push people, the more that we have to understand that they are trying to essentially manufacture consent to steal this election away in a way, or not even steal it away, just completely obfuscate it, disallow it, signal block it, whatever you want to call it. They want to shut it down. They don't want people expressing their rights. They don't want people expressing themselves. I mean, this is textbook fascism. The day we were doing executive orders to make Gestapo police forces to send in communities, that's the day that democracy was, it wasn't just a joke anymore. It's not just a far off novel anymore that we're subsumed into this crisis. What you are doing right now is what you would be doing during Nazi Germany. And I want to say to, people who have grown up in St. Pete like me, people who have been fighting the good fight for a large portion of their adult lives, that this is our moment. We can't give up. We can't hide. We're not all perfect, and sometimes we make mistakes. But the reality of radical love is that we have to band together and fight with each other. Because fascism is just a completely reactionary ideology that doesn't understand that you can't eat money. When we don't have the ability to grow crops and live in society because of climate change, because of all these risk factors, we'll realize that we are alone with ourselves, and this is what the point of life is to realize that radical love is what it's all about. That's what I'm here to spread. That's what I'm here to represent. And I just want to shout out the St. Pete and Tampa punk scene for there's always fundraising, always keeping the signal boosted. And this is Matt out. Thank you very much.
Make sure you like this video and subscribe.